Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Colin, and welcome to Earwax. Now, in this video, I'm just going to be giving a brief rundown of why I started this channel, what my intentions are with it, and what kind of you can come to expect if you do decide to subscribe and follow me. Before I begin, though, let me get the elephant in the room out of the way. Yes, I understand that there are a million different music review YouTube channels out there. So why am I doing this, right? I mean, I'm pretty much a nobody. If you're watching this, you're one of a very few subscribers I have at this time. And, what do I have to say that hasn't already been said over and over and over again? And I think I can answer a couple of those questions. So, number one, main reason I'm doing this is because I just like talking about music. I think that's why at least most people get into this is they just enjoy music to the point where they want to continuously talk about it, and they don't have enough people in their personal life that are still willing to listen to them ramble on and on. Secondly, I think that a lot of the content on YouTube right now, as far as music reviews and discussion goes, a lot of the channels are dedicated to one or maybe two particular genres, and there's not enough channels out there, I think, that are more broad. So that's going to be one of my focuses, is trying to do a wide variety of different genres in my lists and reviews and deep dives and stuff like that. But obviously, I'm still going to focus on the albums and artists and songs that are important to me. It is my channel after all. And I really want to try and have this be as positive as possible. There's a lot of negative stuff out there. I'm going to do my best not to go negative just for views. But I'm sure there's going to be albums that I, review that I don't absolutely love. And, through Patreon requests, I'm sure I will definitely be getting some lists, suggestions for stuff that I don't necessarily enjoy as much as the next song. Another big focus of this channel is going to be specifically geared towards like record collecting and vinyl collecting. I know that there's a lot of channels out there that talk about how to collect records, how to clean them, stuff like that, how to get into what sound system you should buy, what equipment you should buy. I'm going to avoid all that. I'm really going to be doing mostly talking about like my own collection, stuff that I get in, stuff that I'm excited to be released, stuff that I want to be repressed, and stuff that has never been pressed before. So my goal is to, hence the name Earwax. And actually, the name started from my buddies and I, my old friends from high school, Discord channel. That's the basically channel that we, or the discussion group that we use to talk about our records that we get in and just like overall music discussion. So I'm going to be doing a lot of videos of just like random lists from my own record collection, suggestions for you if you like a specific genre of like what records I think are essential or are underrated or stuff like that. Also, one thing that I really think is not done enough on YouTube is just like general positivity when it comes to new music. Now, obviously, there's plenty of channels out there that review new music. There's tons of channels that are dedicated specifically to like new album reviews and trying to stay current on top of things. My goal is going to be more to just have like overall discussions and suggestions for stuff that I think that aren't being listened to enough, or at least in my opinion, may still be like, listened to pretty frequently, but don't have as big of a following as I think they need to. I don't really have a history, or at least professionally, in the music industry outside of I was in a few bands in college. I DJ'd for a little bit here and there, but like nothing super seriously. Why am I the person that you should listen to talk about music for, however long this channel goes on? And I think the easiest answer to that is that I don't have a ton of, professional experience doing this, which I do think is actually a benefit. I'm pretty much just your average music listener. I don't really play an instrument. I played drums a little bit growing up. In all the bands that I was a part of, I was always the vocalist. DJ'd a little bit, again, took some music production classes in college. I actually was intending on going into like sound engineering and studio recording, but ended up not doing that. I work for a home remodeling company, but I am an avid music fan. I know a lot about just like music history, especially like the genres that I love. I'm approaching like around 500 records in my collection, so Definitely not as much as some of the big guns out there, but I still think it's enough for an avid collector to know what they're talking about, right? I mean, I've been pretty seriously collecting for about 10 years. If, let's just round it out at about 475, which is where I'm at right around now. That's, about 47, 48 records a year, which I think is a pretty respectable amount when you've got a mortgage and a kid and you're not making six figures a year. Yeah, and like I said, my goal is to cover a bunch of different genres. But that being said, there's obviously certain genres that I gravitate towards, ones that I grew up listening to, ones that are, at least I know a little bit more about than some other genres. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that I'm an expert on jazz. I know like the few albums that I enjoy. I know a few of like the modern new age, experimental stuff that incorporate jazz elements that I enjoy. But I'm not going to sit here and try and preach and pretend that I am a jazz historian. Whereas, 2000s pop punk and emo are clearly something that I am very familiar with. So there's definitely going to be some bias towards certain genres, at least as far as like the way that my videos shake out. I think I really got my start with a lot of my musical taste now in a few different genres, and I have a video that I'm going to be posting of like the 5 most influential albums from my childhood that kind of shaped my music taste today, and that should give you an insight as to like what I really generally gravitate towards. But that being said, I'm not discriminatory when it comes to genre. If I like an album, doesn't matter what the genre is, I'm going to listen to it. I'll probably buy it if I really, really like it. I do have a little bit of everything in my collection. Everything from like classical records to like old school country to metalcore, death metal, hip hop, synth pop, electro, prog, psych. I mean, I got a little bit of everything. So definitely plan on having just kind of a little taste of everything thrown into these videos. And my hope is that my taste grows, your taste grows, and we can, discover a lot of new stuff together. And lastly, guys, I'll just say this. At the end of the day, this is really just an outlet for me to do what I love, which is talk about music. And if it ends up going absolutely nowhere, I will probably still keep doing this just because it gives me a chance to ramble on and on and on about stuff that most of my family and friends are tired of listening to me talk about by this point in my life. So yeah, I'm really just doing this because I think that it could be fun, and B, because enough people have bothered me at this point telling me to direct all this energy and attention somewhere else. So here we are. So anyway, that's kind of where I'm coming from. I hope you guys enjoy it, and yeah, let's see where this goes. Peace.